Big things happening. Big things happening after 2 years of COVID-19 and economic restrictions. You saw conventions. The numbers in Chicago were mind-blowing, like billions of dollars. Even here locally in Springfield, tens of millions of dollars of lost economic activity. But I think that the status report looking pretty good. And as far as having a lot of things to attract a lot of people here to the capital city, and to talk about all that and more with Springfield's Morning News, I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk, and we're chatting now with Scott Dahl. He is the director of the Springfield Visitors and Conventions Bureau. Scott, thanks for taking time with us this morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Greg, and happy National Travel and Tourism Week.
So what is National Travel and Tourism Week all about?
It's a week that we celebrate tourism. We know in Sangamon County we generate $483 million annually.
Wow.
$100 million in payroll, $10 million in local taxes each year.
It's a big deal, and you got to think about too all of the jobs that are generated from that, all of the benefits that we as a community derive from that type of thing. So before we start unpacking all of the stuff that's coming up, because like we went through a list while we were on the commercial break, and it kept stacking up, and we're obviously going to have Scott back on in the future to talk about this stuff. But just kind of take us back 2 years ago, and how we've progressed since then, and maybe some of the numbers that you've seen, how we were impacted by the COVID-19 situation.
Well, we had a very strong tourism year in 2019, and 2020 looked like a record year. Of course, it was just the opposite way, unfortunately. But, I'm so proud of the Visit Springfield team. They moved pretty much everything, all the cancellations from 2020 to 2022. Pretty remarkable when you take a look at it, and so thankful for Mayor Langfelder for keeping the team working while other bureaus across the state unfortunately had to reduce staff. We kept working, and we'll see those results in some of the events that we have coming back this year.
And a lot of those events are going to be downtown. Some are going to be at the Illinois State Fairgrounds. So let's go ahead and jump into some of this with Scott Dahl, of course, with the City of Springfield Visitors and Conventions Bureau. We've got a lot going on here in May. I mean, it's starting tonight. You've got the kickoff to the Fat Ass 5K, and then tomorrow downtown, you've got the Fat Ass 5K race starting at 10. I'm looking forward to it, and I know hundreds of people are looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time. But that's just the beginning, Scott.
Yeah, just the beginning. The Fat Ass kicks off tonight, and we know that they have attracted runners from over 30 states in the past.
Oh, that's awesome.
So great to have them back in the spring, but that's just the start, as you're right, Greg. In June, we have History Comes Alive is back. It starts June 3rd, runs through August the 7th.
And for people who aren't familiar with what History Comes to Life is, just kind of unpack that a bit.
It's our living history program that we have primarily in our historic sites. And so you'll get to see Mr. and Mrs. Lincoln. We'll have different programming at the Presidential Museum. This year, we have History Cooks. Yeah, at the Lincoln home.
That is pretty awesome. What are they doing there?
So in partnership with the Lincoln Land Community College, we'll have different recipes every week. And visitors will get a recipe card that they can collect.
That's awesome.
I believe we have 7 or 8 weeks of that. And so that's brand new. Cannot wait to kick that off.
So are they doing like some kind of historic things made with really simple ingredients on an open fire type of thing or something? Or?
Yeah, Mrs. Lincoln's white cake will be on one of the recipes for sure. And
that's awesome.
I'll keep
that's
the others
cool.
as surprises, but you'll have to come down and see.
Awesome. Looking forward to that. And again, that's part of the History Comes to Life. Downtown Springfield, of course, is going to be abuzz with other things going on. You were talking during the break about a historic truck convention show. What is this? What's going on?
It's the American Truck Historical Society. They were supposed to be here in 2020. It's a national historic truck show. Last time they were in Reno in 2019, they had 1,800 historic trucks. They are taking the entire fairgrounds, all 350 acres. They'll control every gate. Think back to the Bloomington Gold Corvette show when it was here in town for a number of years. That's similar to what it will be like. It'll be a city sellout. So fortunate to have them back after they were scheduled to be here in 2020.
I can't wait for that because one thing that's awesome when these conventions come to town, especially if they're automobile related, they bring all their awesome cars and trucks trucks. So you're going to see a lot of really just, I would imagine, well-restored, older, classic trucks. Looking forward to getting more details on that. But it's not just this truck show or History Comes to Life. There's other conventions that we haven't had in Springfield for the past couple of years, but they're coming back. Tell us about the VFW.
Yeah, VFW will be back with us. We're always fortunate to have them in town. And we will also have USA Gymnastics and AAU Gymnastics that will be here in June. AAU runs through the 4th of July weekend, which will also have the Capital C celebration back, thanks to the Springfield JCs.
So, again, just some of what's happening in June. It's going to be a busy month. It's going to be a busy month this month as well. But we definitely want to make sure people know what's going on and get it on their calendar. So something else, too, that is worth talking about here, Scott. And we're talking with Scott Dahl. He's the director of the Springfield Convention and Visitors Bureau for the city of Springfield at 747 now. But one of the things that, of course, we have here in Springfield is the State Fairgrounds. And a couple of different things going on with that. Tell us about the Giant Slide.
Yeah, so we have the Giant Slide that has been owned by a gentleman out of Minnesota for the past few years, and we're looking to have local ownership. Doug Knight has stepped up to the plate and is looking to own and operate the Giant Slide.
He knows a lot about slides, Scott.
He does, absolutely. Amusement slides, water parks, he definitely does that. And we're looking to have the Giant Slide open seasonally, so from May through the last day of the State Fair, on Saturdays, all day primarily. And we want our visitors to come down and slide down 66. We think that it could be one of the top 5 destinations on Route 66.
Well, and what's neat about this, too, is having it open in kind of the off-state fair season. Right, so when you have like the Historical Truck Society coming, when you have these other groups that are going to be taking over the fairgrounds outside of the state fair, it's going to be nice to see that in operation. But we also have, finally here, the Route 66 State Fair experience. They were talking about this last year with the state fair. Of course, the fair before that was canceled because of COVID. But tell us about the expansion there and what we're going to see.
Yeah, you'll see some movement at the Gate 2 and the Illinois Route 66 experience this year at the Illinois State Fair. We have an intent for a couple grants, so we're looking to finalize them. If those indeed come through here in the next few weeks or month, you'll see a lot of progress before that. We're talking about a timeline of Route 66 in Illinois using the buildings in the courtyard of Gate 2, but we're also talking about a neon sign park as well.
That will be pretty cool. A neon sign park, just to walk through, and neon signs rule anyways, so that's going to be awesome.
And remember, Gate 2 is on the original Route 66.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
It is.
That's some pretty cool history.
That's the tie-in, right?
Right, absolutely. So, again, you've got a lot of big things happening in and around Springfield, downtown, State Fairgrounds, and, of course, we'll connect more with Scott Dahl in the future to unpack more of these events. Greatly appreciate your time, Scott. And just here briefly, the sports park down there, south side of town, status of that, what are we seeing next? What are the next things to happen with that?
Well, they had to have a change in their use permit, so they're moving through that with the city of Springfield. I believe that the next meeting is in early June. Once they get the use permit, they can roll out the final plans, and there should be shovels in the dirt by July.
And I tell you, just seeing the renderings, it's going to be pretty intense out there.
It is designed for sports tourism. That is what it's designed for.
Greatly appreciated, as always, Scott Dahl, City of Springfield Director of Visitors and Tourism and Conventions. Greatly appreciated. We'll talk again soon, all right?
Greg, thanks a million.
It is Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop, now 7:52, and let's take a look at Springfield's dependable 5